Okay, we're starting here T Kimura, right? So I'm scooped under this arm, my knee's monitoring here, my elbow's monitoring his top shoulder, or his near side shoulder here. So we're gonna start looking to attack the head first with our legs. So our first option is we're gonna engage our bottom foot off of the mat. I'm gonna remember our partner has to stay tight with this Kimura, because if they're loose with this, I won't be able to move them around, but I'll be able to like finish really easily, right? So when we're doing this drill, person who's in Jacob's position, make sure you guys are staying really tight with this Kimura, because this is a lever for me to push and pull myself and Jacob in and out. So I'm pushing off of the mat, but I'm also extending the Kimura. I'm opening my leg, and then I'm pulling that Kimura back in, and I'm locking over the head. We extend to get our finish, boom, he taps, okay? Now, usually he's gonna start like kind of forgetting about the Kimura. He's gonna start looking to unravel my legs here. As he does, I'm looking to kick my leg away from him, find my heel right into his armpit right here. If your hamstring is against your partner's face, you're probably too deep, your heel's too deep outside of the shoulder. So you want your heel to be right into the shoulder here. I'm extending my bottom leg, my toes find the back of my knee. I bring my heel up towards the ceiling, and my toes behind my knee, they're always flexed up, okay? So once I catch this, I flex those toes up, I curl up here. If I need to, I grab the elbow, I hip in and get my finish, okay? From here, usually he'll start trying to unravel, right? He'll maybe start trying to push open, so he's forgot about this Kimura. So I pin the Kimura to the mat. I'm gonna unlock my legs, push my head and shoulder to the mat, so I lift my hips. I do not wanna like lift my elbow right here. If I lift that elbow up, I need to release the Kimura. It needs to get weaker. So I wanna keep this Kimura tight. I post off of my head, switch my hips around. I keep my head beyond his hand over here. I don't wanna settle back onto him right here, and I don't want his hand to come off the mat. I keep his hand pinned to the mat. I touch my hip against his hip, and I start pulling the elbow upwards until we get our tap here, okay? So we'll go once on this side. So we're in, same thing. I engage with the bottom foot, extend, find my scissor, boom, I'm attacking. He unlocks, I free, kick, find my triangle, finish. From here, usually what'll happen too is like once I get in here, he's gonna lock his hands immediately, right? He's gonna like, I'm gonna be trying to finish this. So then I start focusing on the triangle. The triangle either gets tight enough for him to tap, or he starts trying to unravel, right? He forgets about the Kimura. I pin this to the mat, because once it's pinned, he can no longer defend. I pin it to the mat, my head goes down to the mat, I switch my hip, and I just go, look, I see how my head stays really far outside of his hand? I don't wanna bring myself back here. I just switch from my left elbow to my right elbow. I post, so are you okay? Yeah. I post my foot on the mat, and I push his hand into the mat. Try to avoid lifting his hand off the mat. Push his hand into the mat, pull the elbow up to get your finish here, okay? And then our other option here, we're gonna go into our Superman Kimura. So I want you guys practicing all this right now. So we're gonna go here, and let's say that I'm trying to get my leg over his head and he's blocking, right? It could either be he's blocking here, I can't get this over. Sometimes right away, he'll start just reaching his right arm up to the ceiling over my body right here, and it's gonna stop it, right? So I know I can't get over the head, so I'm gonna walk my hips back and away. I'm extending this Kimura, and we get to that Superman position here, right? So my hips are flat, we're here. The reason why this is so strong is that he can no longer turn towards me, because this elbow's off the mat. So if he tries to turn to his left, I stop it, right? So from here, I want to get on my toes. I'm pushing all the weight into his belly right here, right? We'd rather not be on the knees. We want to be up on the toes. I walk him to his side. I drop my knees over the head. If he allows, I'll just finish a regular Kimura right here. He probably won't allow. If he was already fighting out of the T Kimura, he probably knows what's going on here, so he's not going to just give me the Kimura. So then I'm going to fall back towards my left shoulder, or whatever, towards his back. I find my scissor, choke again, and we go through our same system. He unravels, I kick this up, we catch, we extend, we pin, and we switch here, okay? So we go one time on this side. So again, in our T Kimura, I'm trying to get my leg over, he's blocking that, right? So I'm gonna do this every time. Like first, I'm gonna try to get the scissor choke. He's blocking this. So I'm kicking away, he's going down. He can still turn towards me until I get my like belly button to the mat, right? So Jacob tries to turn towards me here, he can. Tries to turn towards me here, he can, right? But until I get my belly button to the mat, now when he tries to turn, he's not gonna be able to, right? So now we push, we run, we turn him to the side, we get here, okay? Now from here we fall right to our shoulder, and this should be already in. Sometimes when we build up here, this hand will be behind right here, right? And he's still gonna lock his hands. That doesn't stop anything. It just means we skip the scissor choke and we go right to our triangle choke. So I pull on the triangle, I push, and we finish here. We're here, generally speaking, I wanna be doing all I can to keep his back on the mat with my knee and with my elbow. Sometimes he's gonna be able to get his hand underneath my knee. He'll start turning up towards me. And even here, you guys see how like, I'll extend my elbow further in front of his chest right here to make it harder for him to build up. So now when he's building up, he's got to kind of drive pretty hard here, right? But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for his back to come off the mat like it has here. Now from here, I'm gonna bring my knee up almost to my chest and I wanna suck it through and I wanna put it in right here. So my knee inserts under his hip. This heel is gonna come over for the hook. And now from here, I'm not gonna pull him over to my right hip, but I'm gonna pull the Kimura up to my chest and I'm gonna go to my back. So I'm going here, right? Now from this position, we rotate all the way over. I'm gonna circle over his head before I get all the way to my hip. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my knees up to my chest to suck him up into my back control here. Now we can start attacking chokes. We can start looking to insert our hook. We can stay like high ball ride right here if we want, whatever you guys want to do there, okay? So again, we are here. He turns up towards me, knee goes in. Remember, when we're doing this too, we don't want to run on the mat. So when he does this, I don't want to like run because he's going to be able to continue moving. If I use the Kimura and I keep my legs off the mat, he won't be able to continue moving. As he builds up, you see how I stop him because I'm pulling on him here and bring those legs in. My heel goes in, I'm gonna back heel, I'm gonna bring that elbow up to my chest, circle all the way around, circle the head, knees pull up to my chest, and now we have our back control right here, okay? Questions on that? Pretty simple. Oh. All right, here we go, 1, 2, 3. When we're here and Jacob builds up and I miss it, right? He builds all the way up to his knees and I miss here, right? So my knee goes in and I miss connection here, right? Or I miss his back, like I can't reach for the back here. One thing that I was taught a while back was to like go over the head and catch this here. I found that this has gotten me into more trouble than good positions. So what we're gonna do instead is so again, we're pulling on this Kimura, so I don't have to just like lift my body, like levitate my body here. I'm gonna pull on this Kimura, which is gonna help me to elevate up. I'm gonna post on my forehead. Here, if I post on my ear, my neck's gonna get kind of twisted up. So I'm gonna post on my forehead and I'm taking my knee in front of his far shoulder and over his head here. Now I'm gonna rotate to my other hip right here, okay? And I can start rolling him through in the other direction. I like to start inserting this if I can, and I'm just gonna pull him over and we end up here. Always face the legs. No matter what we wanna do, I don't wanna be here. I always wanna roll all the way to where I'm at his legs here, okay? Now, if you guys wanted to, we can go over the head, boom. Now, if my leg is in front of the shoulder, I can also find my side triangle. Or sometimes they'll try to turn up towards my head, I release and I go for the far, go back. Just try to like build on top of me, right? I'm gonna grab, turn towards me, face me, there you go. I'm gonna grab this far shoulder and I'm gonna be able to get into my back control right here, okay? So again, he turns all the way up to his knees, I miss it. My knee still goes inside. If your knee's out here, it's not gonna work. My knee still goes inside. I lift my head or my hips and I post on the head and I drop through right here, okay? Once we get to this position, now I'm starting to look to attack whatever I'm gonna be able to do attack up at the head right here, okay? Let's go once on the other side here. Is this the same side? No, it's not, okay. So, turns up, knee goes in, post up on my head, and if you guys stop here, it's hard. So if you guys go like this, and then you try to keep going, it's tough. So as you guys get better, try to do all one motion. Through here, right? And you guys see I stay connected to him the whole time. We've been doing this, and some people have been trying to go like from here, and they've been trying to like jump up and over to the other side, right, Terrence? So we wanna make sure that we're in here, and I stay connected, right? I pull my hips in, I'm connected to him, I slide all the way over, I rotate all the way to this far hip. If he stays on his knees, go back to your knees. If he stays on his knees, go, build up, what are you doing? You're so weird. So if he stays on his knees here, you need to, like this won't be in initially, but if they don't go over, we wanna take this foot and put it inside. Now I'm gonna like pull his leg up towards me, and then I can start shrimping through, getting to all my attacks here. Okay? Cool? Now we're gonna go back to our Superman Kimura. So let's say we're here in the T Kimura and we walk our legs out, we get here. And now I told you, right, I have stuff that's gonna stop Jacob from turning to his left, but nothing that's gonna really stop him from turning to his right. So a lot of times what people will do is they'll start turning out to the side here, and I wanna try to get up over the top of him, but if he kind of like bellies down, right, or he kind of turtles, I'm gonna have to get out behind him right here, right? Stay nice and tight for me, right? So he's gonna be here, right? You guys notice my top leg is gonna tuck in behind him. I'm gonna put my shoelaces into his back right here, and I'm gonna start sitting to my butt. You can keep that knee tight. So I'm gonna start sitting to my butt, and I'm gonna start pulling on this Kimura, right? Stay tight, right? And if they let me, right, if this Kimura starts coming out, then I put it behind, I take it behind the back, and we finish, right? But they're tight with this, right? They're not, stay on your side, dude. Over here, right? Now, I'm gonna pull back, and you see how I kind of extend my hips away? I'm gonna insert my foot in through here. Now we scoop the head, we chair sit, and we have the back right here, okay? So again, like, it's always, our T Kimura should always lead us into something where we're attacking the head with the legs, whether that be an arm bar, a triangle, or just a regular Kimura, or it should lead us into back exposure. So we're here, we go belly down, right? And I'm trying to keep him flat so I can build up, but he turns all the way, so I circle back behind him right here. I'm gonna tuck my shoelaces into his back. I'm gonna start sitting to my hip, right? Pulling here. I'm gonna scoot this up and over the top, right here. Stay tight, Jacob. Right here. Now from here, scoop the head. And now remember, I don't wanna go to my back, so I don't wanna extend back this way. I keep him nice and tight. I sit him up, I go hip to hip, and we have the back on this side here, okay? So there's always gonna be that interplay between getting the arm, right, and taking the back. So if I'm pulling on this and he's loose, then I can start taking the arm, you know what I mean? Or I could even start just like looking to bring my leg over the head, take the arm here. But if I feel like he's really tight and he's not moving, that tells me that I'm gonna be able to move my body enough to get my hook in right here, right? And if as I sit here, he starts turning towards me, that's okay too, right? I still am getting my hook in and taking the back from there. All right, questions on that? Okay. So what we're looking for generally here is to have somebody who doesn't want to concede the supine. And what that would mean is like supine would just be like on his back right here, right? So if he's gonna go here, then we just start hitting guard passing, like regular guard passes. But if I'm trying to get him to his back and every time I push, he's posting right here and I'm trying to move around and I can't get him down, I know that it's gonna be a little bit hard for me to pass the guard. But he's exposing himself by extending that arm out. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna look to make him create a kickstand. So I'm gonna step in with the same hand that I'm gonna club with. So I'm gonna club his head here. I can either step to the outside of his leg or I can step to the inside if he gives me access to that right here. I'm gonna start dropping my body on top of his head right here. So I'm gonna just kind of guide his head under my belly. I can grab the wrist already, or I can post on the mat, whichever makes you guys feel the most comfortable. I'm just looking to get my hand from the head and get control of his shoulder. That's all I need, right? I don't need the wrist right here. Now, just to make it easy, just kind of start putting your weight on your partner and over the top, nice and slow. And we can roll through right here. The wrist is here. We should always be able to find the wrist. The most important thing is that we're always keeping this right here. You guys will notice that even when we go for our triangles here, I let go of this, right? Because I know that I can always find this right here, but I never want to let go of this. I wouldn't want to do this right here, right? This is where the Kimura and the control is at right here. This is fine to move back and forth, and even on my entry, you guys feel like it's okay to just it's okay for me to just catch here because this will be easy for me to find, okay? So again, playing with our partner, we're in, we're looking, we're checking his base, trying to get him to his back. He's not going, so I catch, up and over, and we're in. And then you guys finish with whatever you guys want, okay? So you can guide your partner. If you don't want anything, then you guys can just probably start attacking here. But if you want a reaction, hey, turn up to your knees for me, please. Then I can start working on one of the things that we did, one of the attacks, okay? Those of you who are a little bit more advanced, also work on your single leg X entry as well. So let's say that I was able to get Jacob supine here, boom, and then he pulled into single leg X on me here, boom, right? This is no good, right? I don't want this. So the first thing I'm looking to do in this position is to get control of his head right here, right? A lot of times off of this, he'll start framing off of me to start pushing right here. I'm gonna start pinning this to the mat here. I'm gonna push this foot off my hip, drop my knee on top of his chest, rolling past the shoulder, and we roll through here, okay? And now we're right into our T Kimura. Another thing that happens sometimes is he'll have my, wrap my leg up, with your arm, like you had like right here. He'll be here, right? So I like this a lot of times, because from here, people will start turning up towards me, and as they do, I can fit my back triangle in as well. And this goes off of, I'm gonna go over this, but I noticed that you guys, when I haven't been here, have been going over the single leg entry, right? So when he's got a single leg on me, right, we're pushing the head to the outside and we're going here. Boom. A lot of times on this, we end up here, right? So a lot of times on this, it's the same thing. I can pull on that elbow and I can start looking for my back triangle from here as well. So just something you guys can see there, okay? So if you guys are newer, just hit it from the seated guard, like the one we works, right? So just, if you guys are newer, just hit that kickstand, weight on top, rolling through and attack from here. If you guys have been around for a bit and you guys understand your single leg X, I want you guys hitting from single leg X. Get a hold of the head, pin the wrist, free your hip, and then roll through and do it right here, okay? And then lastly, remember, for you guys, if you wanna work just the seated one, for those of you that are a little bit more like athletic, and you guys have been doing this for a bit too, you can also hit this on their return to seated. So if I do get Jacob supine, when he sits up, I could also dive into this from here as well. That's one of my favorite ways to get after it. Okay? Questions? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.